Hello everyone, forgive my voice here, I'm a little bit sick right now, which doesn't usually happen to me, but unfortunately I did get a little sick in the last few days, so if I sound a little stuffy, that's why. So what I have here and over here, a couple of things, that I got, not so recently, actually a lot of it was a while ago, but I never got to film it, and I did film some of it in a video, I think it was last spring break or last winter break, but it was in a basement and it was really bad lighting and it wasn't good. So I'm gonna redo some of that, some of those albums, and some newer ones that I also got over the summer that I never got to film. A few of these I may have shown before, so forgive me if they have been shown before, but I don't think they have. So you'll just have to have me we talk about them, I guess, but I'm pretty sure none of these I've shown before. But if I have, I'm sorry about that. That's just, I've done so many videos at this point that I don't remember exactly which ones I have shown at this point. But the first thing that I'm going to show you guys is this really, really cool interface record that I got. I believe this was over the summer. And this is a YouTuber that I watch called Umami, and they have really, really good, really unique animation style, really good videos, and they also have really good music. That is the soundtrack to the web series called Interface. So as you can see right here, there's a really cool static inner sleeve here, and the inside is bright pink, like the main character Mischief in the show. And there's also a really cool poster in here. I'm not going to pull it out right now because it's just going to be a little bit too time consuming for this particular video because I have many other things to show. But yeah, so this is Interface, the record, the soundtrack to that web series. So if you're interested in like really creepy, weird animations on the internet, you should check that guy out because he is really good at what he does, and I really love his content. And may even talk about him in future videos if I ever have the time to. So, the next thing that I'm going to show, and I actually have a few of these, this was actually one of the first records I ever purchased, other than Tarkus. This might have been my second one. This is Tales of Topographic Oceans by Yes. It is a double LP, as you can see right here. And you can see the back right there. And yeah, it's a really good record. This is one of my favorite Yes records. And it's one of my least listened to, I think, but it is still one of my favorites because it is very long, but I do really enjoy what it has to offer on it. And I don't have this on any other digital copy. I think I just usually listen to it hard copy like some of my other albums. I especially don't like to listen to some Yes records and some Emerson, Lake and Palm records on digital because I already have vinyls of them. I usually just listen to them with vinyl and nothing else. But I don't know, I guess I'm just weird that way. That I just have certain records that I listen to with on digital, but then there's certain ones maybe that have a special place in my heart that I only listen to on vinyl for some reason. Okay, so one of the next things I have, and I may have more of these, but I know I haven't shown this one yet, is I was lucky enough to find one of Jade Warrior's best albums released. And I think it was Kites that I had shown last time, and there's a couple of them that I have as well, but I might have shown those already. Yeah, but this is I think this is one of the LPs that was made in 71, along with, I think, the very, very first one. I think this might be the second one. But yeah, so there's the inside of it. This is behind. And here is the front and the back right there. Yeah, really good. The record's in really good condition. It's old, but I was lucky enough to find one at a record store somewhere, and it's, in my opinion, probably one of the best Jade Warrior records around. And whoever is like into wants to who's seen most of the more well-known stuff in Prague, Jade Warrior is a breath of fresh air if you're ever into that stuff. So what I got up next here, and I got some of these over the summer. Actually, I got these two I got on my birthday this year. It was all the way back in June. So this is Frumpy, by the way. There's the front and there's the back. And I really like how it looks like on the inside. I like the inner sleeve here. The Billingsgate Records label right there. And kind of already saw what was there, but there's the front and back of this LP here, this record. And Frumpy was one of the artists that I discovered via the internet, and I've seen a lot of their live performances, and their lead vocalist is really what makes the band special. She has a really unique voice. She can sing, like, you probably think that she was a guy if you didn't see her, but she has this really unique, rough voice that makes this band all the more interesting. And I would have never discovered it if it wasn't for YouTube or somewhere along the lines of the internet, because it's one of those bands that you don't really know about unless you look for. And here is Budgie, In For The Kill. This is another hard rock band, I'd say. I'd probably consider them prog rock. They're from the 70s as well. That's when all their best stuff came out in that time period. This is the only one I have currently. Only Budgie record I have. But I also found this in the same store, which also had the Frumpy record. Yep, so there's the front and there's the back. Yeah, this is probably one of my favorite Budgie records. Not the favorite one. That would probably be one that came before this one. But yeah, this is still a really good Budgie record, and I really like the cover of what appears to be a peregrine falcon on there. They have even more interesting ones on other covers, which literally have budgies, like anthropomorphic budgies on horses and stuff like that, or like Pegasus, like flying horses and really crazy things on them. But yeah, so like Jade Warrior, if you kind of any young people that are like into prog and you haven't heard of these guys yet, definitely check them out if you're into like Black Sabbath or any of those bands that go along the lines of them. So the other thing I have here, the next thing I have, is my current only Porcupine Tree record, A Fear of a Blank Planet, and this one is probably what I consider to be the best Porcupine Tree record, or one of the best, because they're all really good, in my opinion. But this one, at least, my opinions may have changed since then, but this one is definitely one of my favorites. And yeah, there's the inside right there, the double LP. And I think I got this at a record store quite a long time ago. It might have even been a few years ago at this point, but I never was able to show it because it didn't fit in with a lot of my other stuff. I usually have groups of records, but this is the only Porcupine Tree record I have. And yeah, so probably my favorite songs on this might be like Anesthetize and the first one, or no, it would probably be My Ashes. That would be the one. Those would be maybe my two favorite songs, but I haven't listened to it in a while, and I should probably do so, because it is really quite a spectacular record. So, that is Porcupine Tree. So I have two records here two things I also got quite a while back, and they're Fred Lane records. I actually got these, I think I got these from Discogs quite a while ago. Here's the backs of them. And Fred Lane is an artist pretty obscure one, I think, and they make this really experimental, whacked out jazz music. And I remember hearing someone, it wasn't me, it was someone else, but they commented that whoever created jazz, Fred Lane killed it, because that's pretty much a very accurate depiction of what his music is. And I don't know if he performs anymore. I have seen some stuff on YouTube of him performing, and I think he's still alive, but I'm not entirely sure. But he's kind of an anomaly or a mystery to me, because I don't really know much about his history or anything like that. But I have his records now, and they're really good. So anyone who really likes just really weird, experimental, like, jazz music, Fred Lane would be a really good pick. So I have a few other things here. Most of it is more older stuff. So these two things right here were actually gifts I got last year. So it's been about a year since I had them, but they were presents to my brother. And that would be a Camel Mood Madness and Tangerine Dream Stratosphere. And these were both really good records that I've listened to quite a few times since then. And they were also both bands that I never really listened to until my brother suggested them to me. And yeah, so these Tangerine Dream is like very electronic-ish music from like the 70s, and they're really good. I haven't listened to all the records, but this is definitely one of the best ones. Camel Mood Madness, for anyone who likes Yes, you'll probably like Camel. They definitely have a lot in line with Yes, but there's still something new to see there, and there's definitely new experiences to be had with this band. So I recommend any Yes fans out there, anyone who's into Yes, can to check out Camel if you want. So the one thing I have here is something I got relatively recently. It's an ambient music album, and that would be Biosphere Substrata. And this is a pretty new copy of that record. I believe it originally came out in the 90s. And so this is one of Biosphere is what is considered one of the more well-known records, I believe. And this is a double LP, so here's the front and back of the first one. Fingers are really shaky. Here's the front and back of the second one. They look relatively the same, so isn't anything too interesting there. So yeah, this is my one and only Biosphere record that I currently have. Whoever is into like Arctic ambient music, which is essentially like ambient music but with a very wintry feel to it, I guess. Biosphere is one of those artists that is, I believe, to be pretty well established in the genre and makes a lot of music along the lines of that. So moving on here, I have just a few more. I have Emerson, Lake and Palmer record, and I got this a while back from, I believe, just some guy selling records at a flea market. So in this record, it's actually meant to be only one LP, but I actually got two records in one sleeve, because it must have been another one that just lost its sleeve and was just stuffed in here. So I have two of them and not one. One of them's really scratched up while the other isn't too bad, but yeah, so I unfortunately, or I guess fortunately, however you think of it, accidentally got two records from this, from whoever sold it to me. So, coming up here we have, I don't know what happened to my original Yes record, but I also have, Fragile. I don't know where that is right now. I guess maybe I'll show it later if I can find it. But, I have, 2 more Yes records. I have Relayer, and I have Close to the Edge, and these two been playing I played quite a bit, especially up at my the lake house where I hang sometimes. They were up there a lot until I brought them back down to this house. But yeah, so this is I believe the second Yes record, and this one I've listened to quite a bit. Probably the most plainest cover of all the Yes records. Not entirely sure what was behind that. But the inside, as I've shown before, is pretty cool. And this is Relayer by Yes. And this one has a bit more stuff going on in the front. This one's probably the most intricate record. Like, it's definitely something that is it's sometimes hard to follow. It's very dense musically, and I still really like it. It's still one of my favorites from theirs, but whoever wants a little bit less density in their music, I'd suggest the first 2 records of Yes, and probably Tales of Topographic Oceans as well. So this one is like a very, very just intricate record, and it can be hard to follow sometimes. So, just a warning for anyone who wants to listen to this one. So what I have after this is something that is very new, not an older thing that I have, and that would be my Infest the Rat's Nest LP. And this isn't just as it usually goes. This one isn't just something that's from ATO. This is an original flightless copy that I got from their website and was shipped here all the way from Australia. So I finally was able to get this. I think it came in the mail a while ago, but I didn't really get to look at it until I got back from college. And there is the amazing inner sleeve. Like, I remember seeing the mock-up of this, and I was like, this is gonna sell out immediately, and sure enough, it did. Especially the more colorful variants of this record. So there's the back right there. And this is probably, if you're into King Gizzard, I mean, most of you Giz heads probably already know that this is a really good record, or this is one of probably the best one that they have released this year. And one of the best things that they have released in their discography. But, yeah, so this is King Giz going, like, pretty heavy on this record. It's a lot of, like, if you like Sleep or Tool, definitely give this particular record a listen, even if you're not really into Giz. And there's the front and there's the back. And I'm not entirely sure what color I have. It's kind of if you can look in the light there, it looks kind of dark, but it's sort of just a darkish green. I'm trying to think of what this one was called. I'm not entirely sure. I think it was called, like, Venusian or something like that. It kind of looked more highlighted on the mock-up, but it's just sort of a darkish green color. But nevertheless, I'm still glad that I got it, because these, I don't think they're on their website anymore. They sold out pretty quickly. And if you're lucky, you'll get one for $60 on Discogs, which kind of sucks, so. But yeah, so this is my Infest the Rat's Nest LP. Oops. And, oh yeah, I forgot, inside, I'm not gonna show it too much, but there is I believe, a poster of what is the front of the album. Right there. Oh yeah, and I forgot to talk about how really cool I know this is kind of meant to be throwaway, but I'm definitely keeping this because it looks way too cool. Like, look at that. It's like really thick. It's really thick brown paper, and it has the really cool just pictures and stuff in the front and back. I'm definitely keeping this as like an extra sleeve for my record because it is really, really, really well done. So the next thing, and I believe the last thing for this video that I have, is an outsider musician. And I only have one of the records, and that would be the legend Jandek, I believe is how you pronounce his name. Vandek, I think it's Jandek. Yeah, this is the original Corwood Industries release. So this is one of the original records. One of the few ones that I could really get. And I really like the condition that it was in. It's in pretty good condition, front and back. And so is the sleeve of the record is also really good. And this is, I don't know, he's made so many of them, but this is, if you're ever into like outsider music, this guy's basically made a whole bunch of like really weird guitar recordings. And he has been doing it. I don't know if he releases records now, but he's released tons of records since he first started. And they're very huge collectibles. And his music is just very strange and very experimental. So for anyone who's into that stuff, you can definitely check out Jandek, because he is definitely a very, very interesting artist. So that is all what I got for today, folks. If I get anything else, I'll definitely update you on that. But for now, that is all I have. And I'll definitely be trying to work on some more stuff. I've been working on, I've been working on a couple of things here and there, but so far I'm just sticking to reviews for now. We'll see how my other stuff goes, and whenever I'm ready to post it, I'll post it, I guess. So I hope you all have a really good Christmas, and I'll see you later. Last record of the decade. Happy New Year, YouTube.